Good day, viewers. Today I have with me Father Amar Bage from the Society of Jesus. He has been in Guyana for the past 8 years, working in the Rupununi. Father, can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure, thank you. I am Anugrah Amar Bage. I come from India, and I arrived Guyana in 2006, the end of December. Since then, I am working in Guyana.
Father, you've been among the Amerindians working in the Rupununi. Can you share some of your experience working with them?
Yeah, actually speaking, before I came to Guyana, I didn't know anything about Guyana, and but I was just informed that I will be going to work among the indigenous people in Guyana. So I tried to study a few of their way of life, the way they live. So I came with little information, and with that I went to work among the Amerindians. And first I was placed in the Rupununi in south of Guyana, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so I work among them. Almost 4 years I was with them. After that, do you want me to say where I went again in Guyana?
What is the name of the place that you were first assigned to?
Okay, yes, I was assigned in Aishaltan,
I shall.
deep south Rupununi. Yeah, it is okay, Aishaltan and Lethem, but basically I work in Aishaltan. There are 13 communities in the Savannah, so it was a big area. In the beginning, yes, there was a priest named Joe Puli, and he just introduced me the places, and he left me. Then I didn't know in the beginning what to do and how to do, but it was God's grace, right? It's a God's grace that yes, I could do it, and moved around different villages, and I really enjoyed being with them. Yeah.
Was it really challenging being among them?
Yes, is a very good question to answer. Challenging, definitely. The first thing, two things really challenged me: the food and sleeping in hammock. Right, sleeping in hammock. That was a really great challenge for me, because when I came, the food, especially the farin, they call it, right? Farin was something like when you touch it, like a sand for me, really something like a sand. When I first took in my mouth, I couldn't bite it; it was so hard. Then I have to learn, but later on, that became very much part of my life. Very much part of my life. Whenever I was going around, that was my living. Actually speaking, I knew how to eat and the importance of the farin. One incident was very important. I would say that is a challenge. Very important incident in my life, that the turning point came how I made this challenge part of my life. When we arrived at the village, nobody was there. The night there was no food, so we have to sleep in the hammock, and that was the night first time I tied the hammock by myself, and I didn't know how to tie. I fell. Lucky I didn't break my bone. Anyway, so the morning when we were waiting for the people, morning also there was nothing. So my driver told me, his name is Percy, Mr. Percy. He told me, Father, if you don't mind, I prepare something for you. And he took out the dry meat. They call it taso. You may not know that. So taso, the dry meat. Then he made the fire. He roasted, and he took out the farin. And because I was hungry, I have to eat. And when I started eating, maybe I was hungry, so it was so tasty. That was the first turning point on the importance of farin, how it can give life. So that is one thing. And definitely hammock, I couldn't really sleep for maybe 2 weeks properly. I was trying to sleep on the floor sometimes, but it was risky, maybe snake, maybe cockroaches. And definitely cockroach will come and disturb your ears and eyes and everything. So, but all these things, both the challenges actually speaking, became the part of my life, and now I enjoy sleeping in the hammock. It is very relaxing. The Rupunun, I think that is the two challenges basically, and going around definitely these are difficult in the rainy season. 2006, 7, and 8, the trails were really bad. Um, coming to Latham from my Shelton, it is supposed to be 4.5 or 5 hours maximum in driving. But when you say in the rainy season, sometimes we were taking like a 12 hours, 12 to 15 hours maybe. All right. So that was the challenge.
Okay. Coming from a different country, did the culture affect you in any way?
Yes, I would say yes, because the way you are accustomed in your own birthplace or your country, definitely, but not much difference. The way the lifestyle of the people, I would say, it is like in the village setup. I come from the village setup. Now it is semi town, close to semi town, but the place where I was in Ishalton, that is like well, I would say that the facilitated place in the sense of a school and health center, administration office. So the lifestyle was more or less okay for me. But particularly when you speak of the culture, it is okay. Let us say, for example, the food and farming culture, dress. More or less, I would say the same, because same in the sense of simplicity, right? Simplicity. But some people may question immediately, saying, when you say dress, how can you say that Indian culture and the Amerindian culture is same? And they will say definitely that the way you wear is different, but the simply in the sense of simplicity, yeah, it is more like the same. I started learning about their culture also slowly. The language especially, which was, I didn't try much. I learned few words, and I tried to speak, and the people thought that I know the language, but basically I didn't know the language. Let me be very frank, right? But I loved their language, the way they were expressing themselves. Kaimen Pugar, no? Opishana Kaimen Pugar. Oh, Kaimen. So it was very nice, very lovely to hear them. But unfortunately, I couldn't learn. Because I went out after 3.5 years, I went out. Language, way of living, simplicity, all these things are very attractive to me, and the way of life, people very welcoming, very lovely, and very welcoming in the sense that they gave me the atmosphere of my homeland. That was very touching there. So I didn't really miss my homeland, I would say, when you ask me the culture and way of living of the people after experiencing them. Yeah. So I think, yeah.
As a priest,
Yeah.
how did the people influence you? How did they inspire you to live out your priestly vocation?
I think I was very much inspired by these people when I come to Guyana. First, one sentence, they say they lived their faith without priest almost like 25 years, and that was really heart touching for me. I said, as a priest, these people have really a better and a stronger faith. Okay, I am a priest, I have come to share the faith with them, but the way they are living, the way they have lived their life without the priest, by themselves, helping one another, I believe is under the guidance of PLS. They have done such wonderful practices, I would say. So it is really a challenge, at the same time very inspiring. So it made me to have a stronger faith as a priest, and to plan out more for these people. How can I plan, and what way can I help them? If these people are living by themselves for 25 years without the priest, that is definitely God's grace and God's gift. So then some were surprised to see me as a young priest, I would say, in Ishalton especially. When I went to play with the young people, people were surprised and they questioned me, oh, priest can also play. Yeah, priest can also play. Because I don't think they have ever seen the young priest in Ishalton. Maybe that could be the one. And their expectation was different. And once you are a priest, that means you are supposed to be a very senior person. And that is my observation. And some of the people also, they said the same thing, saying that yes, because the priests were coming and yeah, being at home, praying and sharing with the people, not playing like you, no, not coming to the ground and being with the young people. But I told them, yes, this is what, yes, I am also a human being, right? So it's a good
Yeah.
exercise. I have to keep my fitness to move around the different villages. And after me, when the scholastic came, and that was a great change in the understanding of the people. Like, this is how the formation goes. I think this availability of the young people in Rupunini has inspired, I would say, that some young people to become a priest, because they didn't really know how we really become a priest. What is the different stages? No? What are the different stages? As a young boy or a young man, we join, then we have a different stages of training, then we become the priest. So coming back to the inspiration, how the people really inspire me, their availability, their support as a priest, right, as a young priest, or their support. Always they come and express themselves. They will come to share the things with me, and I was left with Father Britt. Father Britt. Many people know Father Britt. Actually speaking, I work like alone for maybe almost 2 years, but later on the scholastic came and they supported me. So it was very encouraging from the people. Their support, their presence, like acceptance, that was something great. Yeah.
In terms of traveling from different areas to different parishes, how did you get to the other place?
Oh yes. Now, if you allow me, I will say all these 3 places now, because I am exposed. I would say I am given the opportunity to experience and work in 3 different areas: South Rupununi and North Pakaraima in the mountain, and now at present I am in region 1 northwest. It is the river areas. All 3 different places have a different geographical setup. So when you say the Rupununi is really in Savannah, North Pakaraima really in the mountain, the high mountains. So I lived 2 years in Kurkabaru in the mountain, and now I am assigned to Hosororo. That is the region 1. Is a Maburum, I think it's you come from, right?
Yes,
Yes,
region
yeah,
1,
region.
but farther up
Okay.
north.
So when
Region 1.
so I have to be true to myself, because you know about the Hosororo, right?
Yes, you very much have to be.
Yes, you know more than me. You have a more experience than me. Yes, Sabana is the rainy season, very hard to move around. That is another challenge. Very different. They are very difficult to approach to the people in the village. Muddy, swampy. And when
This
you
is
go
in the Rupununi?
in the Rupununi,
Okay.
yeah, that you're traveling on the trails and on the road. Actually speaking, there are no roads.
So that's
But-
by walking or ATV
The
truck?
yes, as Rupununi, yes, we had a vehicle, so we had better access to approach the
Okay.
people. But when you speak to the Pakaraima, completely different in the mountains. There is no trails. Now the slowly road is coming up, but still you cannot go with your pickup and your fancy car and so on. You can't go. There is
Yeah.
only two mains we have. I had walking. That is a God's gift, personal God gifts. And the second one is ATV. ATV a great help, but driving and going through ATV is not a joke. It is really a risk. Walking is more safe. So walking is really a big challenge. If you are not really prepared, then it might be very, very hard, because minimum of 3 hours from the center, walking one village to the other. Then average is 6 hours, and maximum is 2 days walk, going through the bush. So, but for me, I took it as a challenge. At the same time, is a game. I think you told me sometimes about the game, right? So I took it as a game. When you are walking around in the bush, it's very interesting, see the creeks and rivers and hearing the birds. So that gave me a kind of strength to walk for 2 days, and very, very interesting. It's like adventurous, very adventurous, but that made life more enriching in the sense of experience, how the people are really living in the interior. That is how people are living. They have also to work. They have to work hard in the farm, and when you walk, in the group, you really share and you talk. But sometimes, if you don't carry anything to eat, you may starve, and anything can happen. Hosororo is again something very, very different. When I went, I really found it is really bushy, but some people may say, why the father is saying, or the priest is saying, Hosororo and Mabruma bushy, but it is true when you compare to the savannah. So it is just I have spent 1 month, so I may not be able to say many things about Hosororo, and I will not say much now. But short experience is the traveling and approaching to the people is something very different, because people are just living on the river side, right? River side, so you have to go through the boat, and it is the water is very color is black and looks very dangerous. There are some in the land through the land also we go through the vehicle, but it's very rough road. But I took it as part of my life to help the people. I am happy about it, the places. I am ready to take all the challenges, and I believe the Heavenly Father will help me to move
Yes.
on. And the people are definitely very good.
Yes. So that's a really different transition coming from the Pacaraimas, where it's basically land,
Yeah.
and going to Hosororo, where it's just riverine areas.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. All three communities are very different. Rupununi, Pakaraima, now going from Savannah to the high mountain, coming down to the river. It's when you really want to reflect, it gives a nice picture and very encouraging experience. So I think I'm given the opportunity. I'm glad about it, and now at present in Hosororo, I'll see how this geographical setup, which is very different from Rupununi and Pakarima, will help me to be with the people as a priest. But I have accepted to take this challenge, and I'm happy about it. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Father, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us today. And I do continue to wish you good luck in your mission, and I also promise you our prayers.
Yes, you are welcome. I am also glad to share with the people, and this is what I am doing. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, God bless you, Father.
Thank you, Shirley.